Have you ever looked around your large lecture class? What did you see? Well, you probably noticed more kids not paying attention than kids actually paying attention. And why do you think that is? Well, a survey was asked to 10 University of Illinois students with all different course loads. 9 out of 10 students said they checked their Facebook, Twitter, and emails frequently when they brought their laptops to class. This is where we meet our culprit. Technology. Technology is such a huge problem at the University of Illinois, mainly because of the distraction it causes while trying to learn. These distractions could correlate to why 10 out of 10 Illini students answered that their toughest class was a large lecture class because they could not focus as well as in smaller classes where technology is reduced to a minimum. It seems as if instructors are trying to compete with technology by fighting back with it. But in reality, the negatives outweigh the positives in these three aspects of technology. At the University of Illinois, many students just hand off their iClicker to another student in the class to receive points in attendance. Some teachers have incorporated PowerPoints into their lesson plan to allow other students to follow along. However, this just causes the temptation to open up other tabs and view other sites. Some instructors have included online quizzes to make sure students are keeping up with the coursework while not having to take up class time. However, the fact that these quizzes are taken on a computer and without an instructor present, students can easily get together and take it all at once, a perfect example of cheating. The use of technology can also frustrate instructors. Instructors can easily become annoyed when students are on their phones during class. The course should be more important than the technology. So when taking a closer look, it looks like technology is an increasing problem in the academic environment at the University of Illinois.
The earliest known medical technology was a stick used to beat the evils of the devil out of someone that had a rash or illness. Since then, technology in the medical field has come a long way. In the past 200 years alone, advancements in medical technology has allowed doctors to view the interior of the human body. For example, in 1816 the stethoscope was invented, which is an instrument used by doctors to listen to lung and heart sounds. Then, only 40 years later, instruments used to look in the eye and throat were invented. In the 1940s, the dialysis machine, which is used for the process of removing waste and excess water from the blood, was introduced alongside the intraocular lens. With the 1960s came the invention and the use of prosthetics, cochlear implants, and balloon catheters. By the 1970s, people were getting LASIK eye surgery, also known as laser eye surgery or corrective eye surgery, and liposuction. The most recent technology in healthcare includes the artificial liver and remote surgery, or telesurgery, which is when a doctor performs surgery on a patient when the doctor is not physically in the room. These advancements and all others in medical technology are helpful to doctors and hospitals because they help diagnose and treat illness and disease. But this medical technology comes at a price to those who need it. With all these new advancements in technology, the cost of healthcare has increased exponentially. This is due to a few things. The research that goes into new medical technology affects the price of healthcare. Researchers and manufacturers deservingly need to be paid for their work. Another reason that the price of healthcare has gone up is that new technology does not always work. Sometimes when a hospital attains new technology, it may break down or not function correctly. In either event, it costs time and money to repair the broken machines. This costs money for the manufacturers to fix, and then the hospitals have to pay for those costs, which raises the cost of health care for patients.
I can't think of a product that has defined an entire category and has then been completely redesigned in such a short period of time.
So how does a garage startup become the most valuable company in the world? Well, Apple Computer did it by selling 93 million iPhones last year and 40 million iPads. And the only reason they didn't sell more is that they can't make them fast enough. But that relentless demand has raised uncomfortable questions about how these precious objects are made and how the people that make them are treated. A few weeks ago, the company invited me to witness its first ever third-party audit of its biggest Chinese supplier, Foxconn. But it is time now to think different about Apple, because here it is. This is where your iPhone was born, and these are the people who brought it to life.
My name is Bill. Nice to meet you.
I'm first struck by how young they are. Not 13 like some of the horror stories I'd heard, But 17, 18, no one looked over 30. I know many came from poor villages out in the countryside with the hope of making $2 an hour, but their haircuts prove that teen style lives everywhere. I was expecting more automated assembly, more robots, but the sleek machines that dazzle and inspire and change the lives of people 8 to 80 are mostly made by hand, after hand, after hand. Shifts are broken up by 2-hour-long meal breaks when they march single file to a massive canteen and pay around 70 cents for a plate of meat and rice. If they eat fast enough, they can catch a few winks back at their spot on the line.
Home. How long have you guys worked here and lived here?
After 12 hours here, many head home to a nearby dorm room they share with 7 other workers. If you ever visit the Foxconn factory complex in Shenzhen, China, you cannot miss the nets. And it is hard to get them out of your mind when you leave. They are there to keep the people who build products for Apple or Dell or Nintendo from taking a deadly leap off a factory roof. The suicide nets went up in the spring of 2010 when 9 Foxconn workers jumped to their deaths in the span of 3 months. A total of 18 employees took their own lives or tried to in recent years,